don't want to, but I'd love to know, when you are thinking about food and cooking, what is important to you?
Convenience.
Yep.
I don't have time.
Yep, so like time poor, need it to be quick and easy.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, excellent. That's probably one of our, like, you know, top 3 answers is just, you know, wanting to get something on the table for the family, those weeknight dinners, that kind of stuff, as well as snacks and filling the fridge with stuff so that when the kids say, oh, I'm hungry, there's actually something for them to grab. Yep, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Amy, for you, when you were thinking about buying a Thermomix, what was something that you thought that the Thermomix was going to help you with?
Convenience and better cooking, more options.
Yep. So.
Get 1,000 dishes to make one thing.
Yep. So a more high quality of food as well. Yep. Excellent. Cool. For me, it was really, my family were eating so much takeaway. I just wanted to get away. Like, I just wanted something easy that I could make that was as quick as a takeaway kind of thing. So thank you so much for answering those questions. Tonight, like I said, is a little bit of a training session as well. But tonight we're going to make a beef stroganoff. So it's a really quick one. It's quite healthy. It's so much better. I was even only looking at the jar and packet mixes at Woolworths yesterday because I was trying to figure out the ingredients for something. And I had a look at the beef stroganoff jar, and the ingredients on it were like literally the whole back of the jar was the ingredients. So for me, that's not I wasn't someone who was really worried about additives and preservatives and you know, numbers and stuff like that. But when I seen that, and I thought, oh, my beef stroganoff has only got, you know, a handful of ingredients, and I know what's in them. So it's, you know, that's kind of part of really where our food, you know, what's in our food is really able to be seen in the Thermomix as well. So before we get started, I will let you know there are a couple of special offers, and I also let you know the price and all of that kind of stuff about the Thermomix. So Shane, if you want to just pop that up, thanks, Del. So there are lots of different payment options with the Thermomix, but the cost is $2,359. And later, when I get the beef stroganoff on, I'll go through all the payment options and break that down for you as well. But at the moment, we've got 2 special offers. So at the moment, if you choose a white Thermomix, which this is the first time I've done a demo where I've actually been able to offer both. If you buy a white Thermomix, you actually get a free 2.6 litre thermo server, but you also have the choice of a black Thermomix. Wait for it, there it is. Black Thermomix, it is $70 extra, so $2,429. Again, there's lots of payment options and I'll break them down later. But with the black set, you actually get the 2 thermo servers and they are black. So I'll explain what they are later in the demo as well. But without further ado, we will get cracking on the beef stroganoff. Now, Jamie, how much do you know? Oh, you do love the black one? Yeah, excellent. Jamie, how much do you know about the Thermomix as far as like the recipes being inbuilt and stuff like that?
I just know that they can do lots of different things. I don't actually know how they work.
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. That's great. So basically we've got a platform called cookidoo, and it allows us to, it's a subscription service, and it allows us to have all of the recipes that have been made for Thermomix to be available on our screen. So all I'm going to do to get into my beef stroganoff recipe is go here, thanks Dar, and go my week. And basically I've already told the Thermomix that the beef stroganoff is what we're going to have tonight. So I just click that and I hit start cooking. Now I can actually scroll down and have a look at the ingredients, all the methods there, any tips, all the nutritional information for every recipe is all in there as well if that's important as well. So you can get all your ingredients ready and then you can hit start cooking, and then you just follow your nose. So Shane, if you want to just go back to the screen so Jamie can see like kind of what the instructions are, that's probably more important than seeing my face at the moment. So really basic instructions that, I won't put my finger there, sorry. Basic instructions that are really easy to follow, and you just follow your nose. So place the varoma. So this is our varoma. It is our steaming attachment, which means that you can steam anything. So anything that you could steam like in the microwave or on the stove, you can do in your varoma. Now tonight, I'm just going to go next, and it tells me to put my cabbage in. So I've just roughly chopped a whole cabbage. And with this recipe, you actually use the cabbage is like a noodle. Instead of having pasta or mashed potato, you could have whatever you wanted really with it. But this just cooks some noodles, or some cabbage noodles. They're not real noodles with it. So that's a whole half of a cabbage there. And that basically is just going to steam whilst we cook our beef stroganoff. So I've popped my cabbage in there and I've set that aside. It says set it aside. And then we're going to go on to our next step. So our next step is to pop in the parsley. So just a couple of sprigs of parsley, and this is going to act as our garnish. So all the recipes are set up so that if you need a dry bowl to do something for a later step, it'll get you to do them at the start. So you never, have to go back and finally chop your parsley by yourself or anything like that. So I've popped in my parsley. I go next, pop the lid on and give that a spin. And that's just going to chop that for 3 seconds. And we'll pop that back in the bowl. Have you cooked this recipe, Amy?
No, I haven't cooked that one, but
No.
I've cooked chicken, tacos, bolognese, rice.
Oh, wow. You've been busy.
Cupcakes, icing, bread.
Oh my God.
The zucchini ham and corn bites, zucchini slice.
Oh, wow. Literally out of everything you just said then, I've probably tried like 2 or 3 of those things. And that's the thing, there are so many recipes in cookidoo, we'll never get through them all. Like, there's just so many choices now. So we've got so much choice. Okay, so then into there, I'm going in with my brown onion and some oil. I should put my tray over, shouldn't I? Okay, and so when I'm at a step that needs to, like the ingredient weighed, then it just, where's my cloth gone? When you need an ingredient weighed, it will actually, just the scales will pop up and you'll just start pouring in. So as you can see here, I needed 30 grams of oil and I only got to 21, so I'll just keep pouring until I get up to 30 grams of oil. Now we're going to pop our splash guard on. Do I have a splash guard? I do. I better be good and put my splash guard on tonight. So you just pop your splash guard on and go done, and then you turn that dial. Now what we're on now is what we call high heat mode. So high heat mode is where the Thermomix gets to its highest temperature as quickly as it can. This is just going to do those onions for high heat for 3 minutes. And that within probably 10 seconds or so, 20 seconds, we'll actually have that oil sizzling. So those onions will be getting nice and brown and really a lot of flavour and all that kind of stuff. So with the Thermomix, you've got your 3 minutes now that you can actually do something else. So, you've got your, little bit of washing up to do or whatever. You can do that. You can sit down and have a glass of wine. You can wrangle the children, do whatever you have to do, but you don't need to be in the kitchen. So lots of people talk about the Thermomix saving time. And, this recipe, I could probably cook on the stove in about the same amount of time, like altogether, as the Thermomix, but I would actually have to stay at the stove. I wouldn't be able to venture too far away. I couldn't go and bath a child while I had onions sizzling on the stove, but with the Thermomix you can. So that's where your time saving comes in, because you can multitask and do other things at the same time. Can you hear this? I don't know if you can. Can you? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, it's sizzling away there now. So that's browning those onions. And like I said, if that was sizzling on the stove, you wouldn't walk away, but you could actually completely walk away from this. It would be completely fine to do other stuff whilst that was on at the moment. Have you done any high heat cooking, Amy? Tell me.
Any which cooking, sorry?
Anywhere you get the high heat with your TM6? Maybe not. Have you seen that? Have you seen this? If you just go back, have you seen that symbol?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
I think in the charcoal.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, I don't know, I cook so many things.
Yeah, no. Well, just so you know, that high heat setting is only available in the TM6. So that's one of the things that people who are like upgrading from the previous model Thermomix or whatever, this is one of the big things about the TM6 is that it actually gets up to that high heat temperature and actually sizzles. We've never had that before. So yeah, before the TM6.
Can you, say I'm going to work, can I set a timer for it to start and,
No.
or do I have to be there?
You have to be there. You have to start it when you get home. And the reason for that is there's lots of steps usually at the start of a recipe where you then have to add more things. It's not sort of where you just put everything in and walk away for 2 hours. It's usually like probably 10 minutes of putting bits and pieces in, maybe walking away for 15 minutes, and then you're ready. So it's more cooking it once you get home from work. What did that want me to do? Oh, put the measuring cup in. And now we're just going to chop those onions up. So they've been sizzled around, and now it's just chopping those up just for 3 seconds. And they were just in 4s before, so I'll show you what they look like now. And of course, a little bit of my parsley stayed in there, but there's our onions. They're just sweated off, and now they're chopped up as well. Now we're going to put in our fillet steak. How much did I get here? We go. We'll go a little bit extra is okay, hopefully. I actually really cheated and bought it already chopped up from Woolworths today, which goes against just about everything I believe in, but that's okay. I was in a hurry. Okay, so now we're going to go back onto high heat now. The pieces of steak are in there and we are back into high heat. Now, while that's cooking, I'll just show you what I mean when I say cookidoo and just explain cookidoo a little bit for you as well. So, as I said, cookidoo is a subscription service. It costs $69 a year. You do get 6 months for free when you buy a Thermomix. And then after your 6 months, it's $69 a year. Now, this is a platform where every recipe that has been made by Thermomix for the TM6 and a lot of recipes that were made before the TM6 are shared on there. So it's a little bit like Netflix for your recipes. And you can access it on your computer or there is an app on your phone, obviously, or your tablet or however you want to access that. Now, you can search by anything, so just one ingredient. You can search by a couple of ingredients. If you've got steak and mushrooms, you could type in steak and mushrooms and it would probably bring up, beef stroganoff for you. You can search by the name of the recipe, or you can actually look through tags of things that suit you. So you might look for hashtag quick dinners, or easy meals or stuff like that. So there's over 30,000 recipes in cookidoo, so there's lots to choose from. But Probably my most favourite thing about cookidoo is the meal planning. So you can actually, within cookidoo, you can make yourself a meal plan for as long as you like. So you can find lots of different recipes. You can pop them in. You know, you can have one fortnight that you do. All the same recipes again the next fortnight. And what you can do from there, from your meal plan, is you can develop a shopping list for yourself. And you can also go and link it to your online shopping with Woolworths. So your shopping can be done online with cookidoo as well. Now, cookidoo 3.0, which is what has just been added to cookidoo, means that you can actually add your own recipes as well. So you can actually type in your own recipe, or you can bring a recipe over from the recipe community, which is another online place that Thermomix people share their own recipes, or you can even tweak a cookidoo, a recipe that's already in cookidoo. So say if you love this recipe, but you actually don't do, you leave the steak out and you put mushrooms in instead of steak, you can actually tweak the recipe for yourself so that when you pop that in your meal plan, you actually then order the right ingredients for the way you cook it for your family. So you can see there, that's just a screenshot of ours. Wes, my little boy, has tweaked the beef burger from cookidoo. I've actually uploaded my own scone recipe, and Shane's actually uploaded his own Diane sauce recipe, all to cookidoo, that we can actually cook step by step of our own recipes on the screen on the Thermomix as well. Now, Shane, can you just scroll down there so I can see what that comment is? I think this is Amy telling me something. I love the convenience of having the app on my phone, as I can add stuff for the week, then send it to my cart and mark it off as once I've done the shops. Yes, and hubby starting to cook is a great thing. That the whole family, as soon as they turn the Thermomix on and go my week, they actually know what's happening for dinner. So if there is something that he can start before you get home or something like that, all he has to do is hit start cooking. And even if he only gets 2 steps in, that's a help. And I've got a 12-year-old that, as long as it's on cookidoo, he can make it. It doesn't matter what it is. So you can get the kids involved. Your kids are probably a bit little yet, Jamie, but you can really get the kids involved in cooking as well once they can read and press next as well. And I don't know about you, Amy, but do you save money by doing the shopping list and ticking stuff off when you know you've got it and not doubling up on stuff? Because that was my big thing. I would get to Woolworths and go, oh, what am I gonna cook? Oh yeah, and then I'd buy everything I needed for that recipe. But when you've got the shopping list on your phone, you can actually go to your pantry, tick off what you've got, and then you don't rebuy more stuff than what you need.
Yeah, I find that a big help. I always go through and think, okay, I'm going to cook this, and this, add it on there, then go through and mark off everything I've got.
Yeah.
So I only have left what I have, and I like that I can add, if I need a couple of things like bananas, and it's not in a recipe or garbage bags, whatever, I can add that in there.
Yes.
So I've got one shopping list and I can just mark it off.
Yeah, and you've got it with you the whole time, and it doesn't matter if you tick it off when you're on your iPad or your computer, it all talks to each other, so it's still on your phone when you get to the shops as well.
Shopping for actual paper shopping list and pens, or I get to the shop and I got the paper list but no pen to mark it off.
Yes.
So I just love having it on my phone.
Yeah, and the thing I like too about the cookidoo shopping list, and I know this seems so basic, but when we first got it, I was like, oh my God, this is how we should do a shopping list, is it has it in categories of where it is in the supermarket. So you're not like walking from one end to the other, like if you have written your own list, because like it's got all the tin things together and all the, the meat things together and all the vegetables together. And it's like well thought out how it actually even presents it to you. So that was my big thing. I was like, oh, I just love how that, I'm not like walking around like a mad woman around the shops kind of thing as well. Rightio, how are we going here? This is all bubbling away lovely here. Now, Jamie, you just chime in with any questions. If you have any questions, you just come off mute and yell out to us, okay?
No worries.
Very good. Rightio, we've only got 10 seconds to go, so our meat is cooked, or well, on its way to being cooked. And as you can see, that has browned up lovely. Hit the Thermomix anywhere to stop it from chiming. Give the bottom a scrape. So it tells you what to do. So I'm just scraping the bottom, putting down that little bit of onion there. And now I'm adding my mushrooms. Again, I'm a bit lazy and I got them already chopped up today. I really shopped for convenience today, but that's okay. That's what you've got to do. 350 grams of mushrooms. This is a really good recipe as well because you actually have got more mushrooms than you do meat. So, but when you are eating it, it tastes really meaty. It doesn't taste like it's got too much mushroom. Can't get into that, Shane. I did have a prepper today, so that was good. Except I can't get into the tomato paste. And I'm putting it all over myself. Rightio, and I'm going for 50 grams of tomato paste, or a little bit more. So, and this is the thing too with cooking from scratch and cooking with whole ingredients. If there's something that you have an allergy to, or you don't like, or intolerance or whatever, you can just skip it or quickly substitute it with something else. A quick Google search of what do I substitute X for will normally keep you on track as well. Now, when you get your Thermomix, the first thing you do, and I hope you did this, Amy, is make vegetable stock paste. So our vegetable stock paste is like liquid gold, and it's in a lot of our recipes. I'm actually going to give that 2 tablespoons. Oh, look at that, Shane. It's in a lot of our recipes, and basically it is a concentrated paste, which replaces stock cubes, liquid stock, you know, any of those artificial flavour enhancers, and all that kind of stuff. Now, ground paprika. Luckily I didn't get those mixed up. One's cayenne pepper and one's paprika. So a tablespoon of paprika, so be generous with the paprika. A tablespoon, that's only 3 teaspoons, Shane. That's about the right amount, isn't it? I'm getting scoffed at from the cheap seats here. A pinch of salt. I really want to put the cayenne pepper in, don't I? I'm very keen tonight. So a little bit of salt. A pinch of cayenne pepper. And you really do only need a pinch. That's about a pinch. That doesn't not much comes out of that at a time, Del. He's scoffing at me. He's thinking the kids aren't going to eat this, but I've got news for you. They will. And then some Dijon mustard. And you can, you know, once you've had it, you think, oh, actually that could use a little bit more oomph, or actually no, that's a little bit too hot. I might have been a bit heavy-handed with the cayenne pepper. Then you can just leave it out next time, or put more in next time, or whatever you like. So. And then we go next, and now this now cooks for 15 minutes. So this is now where we've been cooking, you know, we've had a couple of, like a 6-minute and a 3-minute, what's the matter, Dal? Oh, varoma on, yes, that's what I'm saying. So this is where we've been cooking for, like I said, we had a 3-minute and a 6-minute and a 7-minute window where you could just quickly go and do something and then come back when it dings. But now we've got 15 minutes where you could just walk away. So I've put the varoma on because it told me to. So whilst this 15 minutes is happening, this is actually going to be steaming the noodles. You will note that I did, just if you go to the overhead for me, Dal, I did leave a little hole in my cabbage there in the middle. So make sure that you always do that when you're steaming in your varoma, because you want the steam to come up through the first level and make sure that your second level also gets steam as well. So like I said, now's where you could actually just literally walk away, you know, go and bath a child or whatever you needed to do, and dinner will be ready in 15 minutes. So while I've got 15 minutes to kill, let me tell you about the next thing. What am I going to tell them about now, Shane? Payment options. There we go. Thank you. So there's lots of different payment options, like I was saying before. My favourite and cheapest way to get a Thermomix is join as a Thermomix consultant and earn your very own Thermomix. Amy's not earning her Thermomix. She already had her Thermomix, but if we'd have got to her a little bit sooner, she might have been able to earn a Thermomix. But it's only $125 to join our team, and this is the kit that you get. So you get a bag, a thermo server, a thermomat, all for $125. So if that's in your future, just let us know. If that's not for you and the other options suit you better, then the one-off payment is $2,359. Now we do have PayPal, credit card, bank deposit, and now Afterpay has been added to how you can pay for a Thermomix. But my next favourite, other than joining my team, would have to be the interest-free. So 36 months interest-free is actually running at the moment till the 15th of March. We're still within that time, aren't we? Yes. 3 more days. There you go. Thanks, Shane. So $16.83 a week, which we can definitely vouch that every single person that gets a Thermomix can save more than that, definitely in their shopping and in their grocery bill. So yeah, $16.83 is a great way to get your Thermomix. We also do have the Easy 3 payment, which is $1,009 when you order your Thermomix and it arrives, and then 30 days later you pay $700, and then 60 days later you pay another $700. Now with the black Thermomix, the Easy 3 is still available, but it's just a slightly $70 more on the Easy 3 first payment, and the 36 months interest free is also available, but it's $17.42 a week. So yeah, it's about, I don't know, not even $1 more a week to have the black one, if the black one suits you better. Now, I was going to quickly tell you about thermo servers. Now, the thermo server, which is both of the gifts with the Thermomix this month, thermo servers are a marvellous invention that is like a thermos, but in a bowl. So it's a double-walled, double-insulated stainless steel bowl that keeps your food hot or cold for 2 hours, okay? So neither of these are the ones that you get, but the one that you're getting free with a white Thermomix is similar to this, but silver. And then with the black Thermomix, it's these size, but black, the thermo servers. And you can never have too many thermo servers. Amy, have you got some thermo servers yet? Oh, you're on mute. Oh, there we go. You have got some.
I've got a big one.
Yeah.
Like your white one, and I've got, I think, 4
little ones. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And they're very handy even if you haven't cooked the meal in the Thermomix, aren't they? Yeah, very good. And the reason why I'm telling you about the thermo servers is a lot of people don't realise that, you know, they think we just sell one product, but we do have a mix shop that is full of products that have been found and sourced from all over the place, all over the world actually, by Thermomix. And the thermo server is actually the very first product we had in the mix shop. So if you just show me the host reward slide, thanks Shane. Just for hosting a demo like this, you can actually buy a thermo server for a discounted price. And if one of your friends decides to purchase, then you get the item for free as well. So until the end of March, we also have the potato peeler blade cover. Now, Amy, have you got yourself one of those yet?
No, but I do want one.
Yeah. Excellent. So we've discovered that the blade cover potato peeler actually also peels hard-boiled eggs. Have you seen that? Yeah, that was an exciting little extra thing we found. So yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, we love people sharing the Thermomix with their friends, and supporting us by referring their friends to us and all that kind of stuff. So the host rewards are there, and the thermoservers, and there's also mats on that as well, and all sorts of things. And every now and then, like the blade cover, we get an extra thing to throw in. So they're there for us to say thank you to our owners for supporting us and referring their friends and bringing their friends along to see the Thermomix as well. So that's why I thought I'd tell you about those. Now, Jamie, have you got any questions? We've got a couple more minutes. Hit me with your questions, if I haven't covered it.
I don't think I have any at the moment.
Oh, very good. So that must mean I've done a good job. There you go.
Yeah.
Is there something that you're wondering, I wonder if I can cook that in the Thermomix, or you pretty much know what you can cook in a Thermomix?
Well, what's the most random thing you can cook in?
What was that, Shane? Oh, Shane said mojitos, but that's not random. Everybody knows that you can make cocktails. Most random thing, I don't know. Honeycomb? You can make honeycomb in the Thermomix. I don't know if that's random. Oh yeah, you can do a dozen boiled eggs. That's pretty cool. We've got egg boil mode, so you can actually pop as many eggs as you need, unless you need more than
My husband
a
wants to
dozen.
know, can we make caramel? Can you make caramel?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Amazing caramel in like 9 minutes.
Can you make like peanut butter brittle? Peanut brittle.
Yes. So that's actually, all of those things are things that have been added with what we call sugar stage. So because we can get up to that really high temperature, we can melt your sugars and make toffees and like the brittle for your peanut brittle and all that kind of stuff, and like really heat your caramel, get beautiful, nice, rich caramels as well.
What's the difference between a TM5 and a TM6?
Well, that for one, so the TM5 didn't ever get over 130 degrees. So we never had high heat. We couldn't brown our meat or our onions before we started, and we couldn't do any of those sugar stages as well. And there are other things as well, but that's probably, as far as the motor, like the capabilities of it go, that's probably the big thing. You will, to actually look at, to say, is this a TM6 or is, that's a TM31 that I've got sitting there. That's the original Thermomix, but there is one in between. And it's just got a small screen, so it's only about this big. And that's how you can tell the difference if you're looking at it. So yeah, this part in the TM5 is only a tiny little screen. Doesn't have as much functionality as stuff like that. Yeah. What else is there, Shane? Do you know any other differences? Oh yeah, so the TM5, it would only go in 5 gram increments when it was weighing, whereas these scales are 1 gram increments. So again, that's for sugar stage and all those things that you've got to be really precise with and have the exact amounts. The TM6 is better at that as well. Oh yeah, and he knows more about the Thermomix than I do. I need to get him up here and start doing demos. You can cook for a long time in this Thermomix. So if you wanted to do like a slow cooked, use the slow cook function or the fermentation mode or anything like that. So you can make your own yogurt, kimchi, all those things that need a really low temperature but for a long time. The TM6 does all of that, whereas the old ones couldn't go for any longer than 90 minutes. Hope that helps. Excellent. Has hubby got any other questions?
Oh, my husband does, can he make hollandaise sauce in it?
Oh, you definitely can. That's another 7-minute one. Or did I say 9 minutes? I meant 7 minutes for the other one. So hollandaise.
7 minutes to make hollandaise sauce.
Yeah. Bechamel sauce, like a white sauce for your lasagna. Hollandaise sauce, béarnaise sauce, any of those ones that are that's another thing that it can do the constant temperature for the perfect amount of time while stirring at the right rate for that not to split and not to boil, so you don't stuff those ones up. Have you ever tried to make that on the stove?
Oh,
he's a chef.
He's a cook, so
Yes.
Homemade hollandaise sauce and things like that.
Yes, yep. So he understands the constant temperature, perfect. So you know this temperature dial, like I'll just show you, is we can set it at these perfect temperatures. So for hollandaise, I think it might be, I actually don't know what it is, maybe 90 degrees or something like that. So just off boiling, and it will not go over that. So it actually will. It's got a thermometer in it. It will not let it go any higher. So there's no risk of boiling it and wrecking it. So that's why those sauces are so successful in the Thermomix.
Thank you.
No worries. Sorry? Oh, hands-free risotto. That I was just saying to Amy before. The risotto in the Thermomix is what really impresses chefs, because they know how hard that is to get that technique properly done in the Thermomix. On the stove. And so the Thermomix, you literally just put it in the right order, walk away for 13 minutes, and then the risotto is perfect as well. Oh, do you know, someone else told me about that actually only last week, and I have not tried that.
I've had it about 3 or 4 times.
Have you? Oh, I'll have to try it. It's so funny because one of my really good customers let me know that it was the most amazing thing that she'd cooked, and I was like, oh, I have to add it to my meal plan for next week, but I forgot about it, so I'll have to add it. Excellent. Rightio. I think, is that all the information, Shane? Have I gone through everything? What?
Yes, you've been through it.
Yeah. What did you say? It's a paper. Don't worry, I don't know what he's telling me. Anyhow, I think that's everything. So we've got a minute to go, and we're going to stir through our sour cream, and I'm going to show you the beef stroganoff.
I also like to function on the Thermomix with the cleaning.
Oh, yes.
If you're doing the browning or you're doing a caramel sauce or something, you can do the clean function after, and that way you just literally got to wipe it out, Nelly.
Yes. And do you know, I always forget I always forget to tell people about the pre-clean mode, and Shane's here shaking his head because he does the washing up, and I always forget about pre-clean mode, and then I don't do it, and then he has to wash up a dirty bowl.
Can you put the cooking bits in the dishwasher?
Yeah, it all goes in the dishwasher, but what Amy was talking about is if you have been on high heat, sometimes you'll get like a brown ring on your bottom, or if you're doing, say, honeycomb, you know, it all sticks to the sides and it's like a bit of a mess. But we've got a pre-clean mode where you just put water in and turn it on, and it'll actually heat it up and then stir it and get rid of all that mess, so you can pour it in the sink and then pop it straight in the dishwasher. And Shane really much prefers when I do that when he has to wash up, because it's much easier.
The
Yeah.
black one can't go in the dishwasher though.
Sorry?
The black one can't go in the dishwasher.
The black what?
The black Thermomix.
Oh no, it's the same bowl. So it all is dishwasher safe. It's just the thermo server that comes that's black can't go in the dishwasher.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So usually the thermo servers are dishwasher safe, but when they've got that black coating, they're saying best not to dishwash. However, I don't like to say that they don't know what they're talking about, but this is the same coating but white, and this has been in the dishwasher 101 times and it's fine. So yeah, when I get my black thermo servers, I'll be putting them in the dishwasher. But yeah, and the bowl's exactly the same for the for the black as well too. Cream's going to go in. And I just actually stir this around. I don't turn this on, I don't think. Yeah, so I'm putting my sour cream in and then I'm just stirring that through. And that is our beef stroganoff done. So I'm just going to plate up one plate to show you how good it looks. And this is what my family are having for tea tomorrow night, because obviously we've already had tea tonight because we're in New South Wales. The whole New South Wales, Queensland thing is really getting to us, isn't it, Amy? Oh dear. I didn't even think of it when we were talking about it. And when I invite you to meetings and stuff and you're like, New South Wales time, and I'm like, oh, yep. I keep forgetting you're not in New South Wales. So there you go. There's your spinach, not spinach, cabbage noodles. And like they're not like boiled. They're just literally heated up. They've still got a bit of crunch to them. And of course you could serve this with pasta or mash or whatever, but this is just, I think it was in the low carb collection. So that's why it came with cabbage noodles. But I actually prefer it with cabbage noodles now that I've had it several times with cabbage noodles. And there we go.
I've noticed since owning my Thermomix, it's foods that my husband never used to eat, he eats now.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I could say the same about my husband, who is the most fussy out of everybody in the whole house. I don't think I've got you to eat anything new, have I, darling? No. But definitely with the kids, like they're trying so many more different things. Like my kids before the Thermomix would not have been impressed and would not have eaten if I'd have served something on a bed of cabbage. Whereas this is how this comes and they love it and they eat all the cabbage. So, you know, to get a family of 3 kids to eat half a cabbage in one sitting, I think is pretty good. And it tastes really yummy with it. So there is our beef stroganoff with cabbage noodles. And that is the end of our demo. What was that? Sorry, Jamie?
I said it looks lovely.
It does. Unfortunately, you can't try it, which is one of the other disadvantages of being online and not having a face-to-face demo. At our old demos, which hopefully we'll get to do again soon, the best part was now when you got to like sit down and eat the food and try it. But take my word for it, tastes delicious.
No worries. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure Amy will be in touch and let you know and answer any questions that you might have.
No worries. Thank you. Thanks, Amy.
That's okay, thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.